Welcome back to yet another reaction video by your host, Clifford Barnard, aka MotoBandit, and welcome to the MotoBandit show. Thanks for joining me today. If you're wondering about the channel and it's your first time here, primarily, this is a biker's channel, all sort of adventures around on bikes and vlogging and all that. Some of the older videos, but we're primarily focusing now on reaction videos. So, because we're in lockdown and COVID, what else can we do? So let's just dive straight into it. So today we're going to be looking at, let's share the screen. So today we're going to be looking at Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. I mean, how boring can I be, really? My beard is irritating me. I'm trying to grow this beard out. Anyway, Metallica, Nothing Else Matters on the Howard Stern show in 2013. There's a big discussion in the beginning of this, but I've only watched probably up till about, they started it and they're probably about 30 seconds into it. And I kind of figured it would be a good video to share. So let's
when you wrote
have a listen.
Nothing Else Matters, which is considered a softer song, a ballad really, right?
Yeah.
You were embarrassed to bring that to the band.
Right.
Because not only are you a shy person, but also it was a love song.
Okay, so you see that microphone there? That microphone is the microphone that I wanted for here. I've got the Samson Q9U USB XLR microphone, which is a brilliant microphone. But that is either the TLM103 or the TLM102, and it looks like it's the TLM103, the Neumann TLM103. Voiceover artists use that microphone, and let's just say my heart pumps custard for that microphone. You can buy a car with that, with the value of that microphone. Anyway, let's continue.
Song to a girlfriend at the time, right? Would you have buried that song rather than bring it to them, and how did it end up in the band's hands?
I think Lars heard it and said, "Hey, that's really good." And I said, "No, it's not."
How did Lars hear that song if you were ashamed of it?
Jeez, Lars is
How
getting
did you hear it?
bold. It's 2013.
That's how he heard it.
So you weren't that ashamed. And Lars, did he come to you? Did James come to you and go, "Hey, man, I'm going to play something for you"?
No, I mean, there's always been a very open door policy. I mean, we all trade. Usually what would happen back in the early days is that when we would, after a tour, go on break, like James would give me all his ideas, Kurt would give me all his ideas. We'd all sort of trade ideas, and then we'd go away.
Not
and
like
then when
back
we'd
in the
start
day.
writing a few months later, everybody would kind of have an idea of what everybody else was bringing to the table.
And Lars, you knew that song was going to be a hit. You had an argument with the record company.
It wasn't so much about a hit. It was just more about a side of Metallica that I was really proud of, and I thought that everybody should see.
Were you scared that the fans would revolt when they heard such a beautiful ballad?
No, I think it's good to challenge the fans once in a while, actually.
So the song Nothing Else Matters. What if I said to you that this song could possibly be James's song to Lars? What do you think of that?
Very true.
It's a love song to your brother Lars.
Yeah.
You probably didn't know that when you were writing it. You think you were writing it for a woman.
No, it doesn't work.
I'm serious.
It's a bit facetious.
Face you?
You have to turn around and face me while you're singing it.
Old Howard Stern is reaching here because he knows there's a dynamic between the two of them, that they like bump heads quite a lot. And obviously with Some Kind of Monster, if you've watched the documentary, they went through this whole power play, both of them being like crybabies about everything and whinging and whining to finish the Some Kind of Monster album. And it's where they got the new bassist in through that process. But I think now they're more friendlier. But I think Howard Stern is trying to be, I think he's playing on the past there. But no, I doubt that the song was written for Lars.
But this is a beautiful love song that came to be because, Lars, you gave James the confidence to release this song.
I said, when I heard it, it was in a kind of a rough state. All the parts on it now weren't there, but when I heard the verses, I'd never heard James sing like that, and it just moved me. And I knew that this was something that we had to share with the rest of the world. He felt too vulnerable at that time to sort of let that out there, but I knew that this was something that had to be shared with everybody.
The woman you wrote this song for, did she know you wrote it for her? Does she have any idea, or you never told her?
I think so, maybe.
She knew.
But it's gone way beyond that. People come up to us and say, we used it at our wedding, we this and that. I mean,
Okay, let's
the Hells Angels
skip
had it.
to the start, yeah. This song reminds me of my mate Lee Robinson, who's living now in Australia. We used to jam this song on the guitars when we were in high school. Still a good tune, eh? Nice ESP. Both of them got nice. I've never been a fan of that kind of ESP of like the Les Paul style. I'd prefer Zildjians and Thomas. Nice rack mount units.
Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say.
Zildjian cymbals.
No, nothing else matters.
I doubt he's playing on A customs.
Trust I see and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view. No, nothing else matters.
Trying to see what they are. A customs, maybe. Struggling, the vocally struggling.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart.
Maybe he can't hear himself properly.
Forever trusted who we are. No, nothing else matters.
So I would find when I was singing in my band, if I was pre-show and I would be talking a lot to a lot of people, and then you get up to sing, your throat is actually quite dry, super, super dry. So I find that also if you have a lot of conversation before a show and your voice isn't warmed up a lot or warmed up well enough, then this, what's happening now, because I can see he's struggling on certain notes, I doubt it's nerves. It's probably just he's either tired, fatigued voice, or he hasn't warmed up properly. But I can see he's struggling. So that's probably what's happening here. And you notice it when an artist doesn't sing their song the way they always sing it. And if they start singing it a different way and choosing different vocal melodies, it means they're trying to avoid those difficult notes. While they're singing it, they're actually resting their voice. So if, let's say, in the intermediate pieces, if you are singing and you are not singing the super high notes all the time, and you are taking a different run of the notes at a lower key or whatever, your voice is resting during that period. And I used to do that quite a lot when I was, I used to gig maybe 3 nights a week. I would find that my voice was so tired. So some songs I would sing differently to rest my voice before I'd get to the choruses where I'd sing those high notes all the time. And it's also a tempo thing. If the song is, you're singing a very high note anyway, and the tempo is slower than what it usually is, those high notes, you have to hold them for longer. So just something to consider here. Guineas. Wow, struggling. Still a good tune though. can hear the bleed of the drums over into the vocal mics.
I never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these
And like a half
words
lazy
I
kind of
just
singing,
say.
you're also resting your voice.
No, nothing else matters. No. Trust I seek and I find in you.
Yeah.
Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different new. No, nothing else matters.
Yeah. His voice is tired.
Never cared what they say. Never cared who games they play.
Warwick bass.
Cared for what they do. Never cared for what they know. 'Cause I know.
Here we go, boys. It's quite intimate, eh? Nice little alternate. Nice. Proper. Jeez, Lars, you're getting fucking old and bold.
Beautiful.
Nice. Well, yeah, that was Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. And yeah, guys, thanks for joining me on this reaction session. Not really a reaction, but come listen with me. And yeah, just consider subscribing. And any suggestions for any videos you would like me to look at, yeah, just type in the comment box below. Cheers.